Now we're going into our concept of operation. This operation will be conducted in 4 phases. Phase 1 will be infill. This will begin when we SP our patrol base at Echo Golf 8692-9703. We'll be traveling in the direction of 345 degrees for a distance of 450 meters. The order of movement will be security squad, followed by myself in the RTO, gun 1 with the Weasel, assault 1, platoon sergeant medic, gun 2, and assault 2. We will be traveling in a traveling overwatch. Once then we're going to cross LDA, then that would be our checkpoint 1. In the event that we take contact right here and take casualties, we'll have our CCP located at 8672-9706. If we don't take contact, and if we take contact but no casualties, we'll destroy the enemy and continue on with our mission. If we do take contact, if we do take casualties, we'll move them to the CCP, call the TOC, and hopefully they can send ground forces to pick up our casualties, and we will continue mission. Once we pass the LDA, we'll be passing the LDA by team. And once we're all past the LDA, we'll take the ORP by force at Echo Golf 8680-9746. Critical to this phase is making sure that we pass the LDA in a tactical manner. And we also call up that we pass checkpoint 1. Our pace for all these will not change in all these phases, which is single channel plain tech is our primary, hand and arm signals is our alternate, runner for our contingency, and time for our emergency. For signal, we're going to use via 17 panel, hand and arm signal, and if needed, green smoke. And then phase 1 ends once we take over the by force the ORP. Phase 2 will be leaders recon. Phase 2 will begin once we SP the ORP. I will leave a Gatwa to the platoon sergeant with instructions of doing priorities of work, which is going to be security, weapons, and food in that order, and as well as preparing a base layer TMK. We're going to leave the leaders recon will be myself, RTO, and security squad. Security squad will be broken down into SNO and RS and 2R recon and surveillance teams, which is going to be Alpha team leader with a SAW and a M4 gunner, and RS2 would be Bravo team leader with SAW and M4 gunner. At this time, I'll give them, before we leave the ORP, I'll give them what PIRs are going to be needed, which is going to be size and composition of the enemy, ID type of weapons, ID type of communication devices, as well as infiltration, direction of travel of the enemy, and if they find any enemy propaganda in the area, as well as caches which are known to be all over AO Panther. So we're gonna SP the ORP, and then once we hit the RP, I'm gonna leave RNS1 and RNS2. I'm gonna take the squad leader and an M4 gunner to SNO, to our SNO spot. I'll leave the Agatwa to the people left behind at the RP. And then we're gonna move 3 degrees for 100 meters to our SNO spot. Our SNO spot should be able to ID the objective and as well as ID the LOA. Our RP will be out of sight, however, not out of sound of our objective. Once we're at the SNO, I'll give them instructions, what are their engagement criteria, make sure that the objective is ID'd, LOA is ID'd, and instructions, and making sure they get a sketch and PIRs in the area. And that would be the end of phase 2. Phase 3 is area recon. Starts with myself and the RTO coming back to the RP after we leave Agatwa to the SNO. At the RP, we'll give instructions to the RNS1 and RNS2 teams, making sure they sketch and hit their checkpoints along the way. Making sure that both RNS teams will cloverleaf out of the RP, stay parallel to the objective, reach their designated points, which would be on the left side would be left 1 and right side would be R1. Stay there for 10 minutes, sketch, ID everything they see, and move on to left 2. And for the right team, RNS2, they'll move on to the right 2. They'll sketch, ID everything for 10 minutes. They won't leave the objective unless all PIRs are answered. We won't leave the objective unless all PIRs are answered. Time hack. Limit of advance have been reached, or we've been compromised. That's in that order of precedence. We will leave the objective. Once they're done conducting their initial area recon, they will come back cloverleaf into the RP. We will consolidate the information, and then RNS1 and RNS2 will swap and do the procedure all over again. But this time RNS2 would be on the left side, RNS1 would be on the right side. Critical to this phase is making sure that our RNS teams don't get caught and they cloverleaf out of the objective. And also they adhere to strict time hack and sketch everything they see. Once they come back to the RP, we'll consolidate their information, see if both of the teams saw the same things that each other saw in the area. If not, we'll have to request additional time to confirm and deny the information that each team saw. Once everything's done, I'll call up to SNO. Once all the information is corroborated, I'll call up to SNO and return back to the RP. And then in a squad column, we'll head back to the ORP. And once we return to ORP, that would be the end of phase 3. Phase 4 is reporting. It begins with a salute report. Once all the information has been corroborated, we will disseminate all the information amongst all the squad leaders, update the base layer TMK of what we saw in the area, as well as submit a salute report to higher headquarters. And this phase would end with a follow-on mission. It's either our platoon will conduct a hit on Objective Bishop, or our platoon would be postured to follow-on missions around the AO, which right here the closest is in support of Objective Prince, which is the mortar firing point, the attack, third platoon attack on Objective firing point. Or we could RTB back to the patrol base. At this time, I would ask each squad leader to give me what is critical to their squad in each phase. They're not going to brief me what they're going to be doing all throughout, but only critical to their squad in each phase. Now going to sustainment. Sustainment, class 1, make sure to deploy with food and water for a good of 12 hours, making sure that there's 8 quarters of water per person on each person. Class 5, basic load of ammo, and major end items, platoon sergeant, make sure we have claymores just in case we have to conduct a hit on objective bishop. And medic, make sure that you sign out your narcs as well as have the appropriate medicine in case we do get casualties. Also for any allergic reaction in the AO. If we take contact, once we hit checkpoint 1, this would be our CCP. If we take contact in and around our objective, our CCP would be at Echo Golf 8706 9760. Also, there's a patch of land right here in the open area. We could mark this as an HLZ, but that would be verified once both RNS teams can verify if this could be a suitable landing zone. Primary primary means of medevac is CASEVAC on ground force. Secondary is medevac. So if we do get casualties, we might have to sit there until the company could help us pick up our own casualties. For command and signal, the chain of command is myself, followed by platoon sergeant, the Weasel, security squad leader, assault 1 squad leader, and assault 2 squad leader. Important reports are LACE, salute, and if needed, 9-line. Challenge and password, Flash Thunder. Number is 7. Running password is Rock and Avalanche. I already explained to you our pace plan. Time now is 0920. Are there any questions? Okay, that concludes. My name is Cadet Lirio with Monarch Company, 4th Platoon. If there are not any questions, that conclude. If there are no any questions, that concludes my op order brief.